Hey you guys, it's Vijaya back at you with another video, and in this one I'm going to show you how to make an orange ricotta upside down cake. And today I'm wearing cherries on my sweatshirt, and I wish I had an orange sweatshirt, but I don't. But if you know where I can get one, leave a comment down below, because you know I'm all about getting my food up in my clothes. But this cake is so delicious. As I mentioned, it's made with ricotta, which gives it a rich, tender bite, and then all the oranges caramelize on the top. They get so tender and sweet, and the presentation is absolutely stunning. But before we get started, don't forget to hit me up on the gram. That's where you can stay up to date with me. I'll let you know when I post my recipes, and then you can just get to know me. It's a nice place to do that. And of course, if you're looking for the full recipe, just click that info box down below and everything you need is there. Let's make some cake together. We're gonna start off by slicing up some oranges. So I have a navel orange here as well as a couple of clementines, but you can use just about any citrus that you want. So if you have a grapefruit or if you have a blood orange, go ahead and use it, because it's gonna make for a spectacular presentation with all the different colors. And we're just gonna slice this up thinly. So our citrus is all cut up, and now I have a cake tin that I've lined and buttered with a little bit of parchment, lined with parchment paper and buttered. That's what I'm trying to say. And now we're gonna create a little bit of a glaze that the citrus is going to sit on top. So I have some sugar here. To that, I'm gonna add a little bit of water, and we're gonna create a sugar paste. Half of this mixture is gonna go onto the bottom, and then we're gonna layer our citrus on top, and then the rest is gonna go on top. And you just wanna stir the sugar into the water so that it forms a nice thick paste like this. So I'm gonna take half of my sugar mixture and sort of drizzle it in to the bottom of the baking pan. Do we call it a baking pan? Cake tin. And I'm using a spring form pan today, you guys, and that helps release the cake super quickly and easily once it's baked. And as you can see, it's coating it so nicely. And that's what it looks like when it's prepped, okay? Now I'm gonna take my citrus slices, and we're gonna try and fit as many as we possibly can into the tin in a nice pretty arrangement. And now I'm gonna take the rest of that sugar slurry and drizzle it all over the top, making sure that I cover every last piece of orange and clementine. Perfect, now we're ready to make our batter. Doesn't that look pretty? So I've just set my cake tin to the side, and now we have my handy dandy stand mixer, and this is gonna make it super easy to bring our cake batter together. But before we do that, there are a couple of things that I need to prep. First, our dry ingredients, and then also a little bit of orange zest. So for our dry ingredients, I have a little bit of all-purpose flour here. To that, I'm going to add some salt and then some baking powder. And then I'm just gonna fork through all of these ingredients just to make sure that they're nice and well incorporated. And let's zest an orange, shall we? I love zesting oranges because it smells so good. Your entire kitchen ends up smelling like citrus, that's what I'm trying to say. But the flavor of orange paired with ricotta in this cake is so tasty, you guys, and you get a lot of that flavor from the zest. So get yourself a handy dandy microplane like this, and then start moving. The key to zesting an orange is to always keep it moving. Do you see that? Do you see that? So it's sort of like a pale orange color. That's the most that you wanna take off. Any more than that, if you get to the white bit, that's quite bitter. And we're gonna just zest this entire orange because we need about a tablespoon for this recipe. Any great cake starts off by creaming some butter and sugar, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I have some softened unsalted butter that's gonna go into my stand mixer along with my sugar and orange zest. Whoop, just like that. We have a lot of sugar, about 3/4 of a cup, my orange zest as well. And we're gonna cream this together until it's nice and creamy and fluffy. Like that. Then we're gonna add 2 eggs, one at a time. So I'm just gonna crack one in now, let it mix up a little bit, then crack in the next one and make sure that's fully incorporated as well. All right, let's take a look. My egg and butter mixture is nice and fluffy, and now is the time where we're gonna introduce a bit of our dry ingredients. So we have our flour mixture here. I'm gonna add about half because we're gonna do everything in stages so that it gently mixes in and keeps everything nice and fluffy, okay? So half of this flour mixture, and then we're gonna blend it up just a little bit until it's incorporated. Now I'm gonna add half of my ricotta. This is full fat ricotta, which means that it's gonna make the cake nice and fluffy, but also really rich. Go in with my orange juice, freshly squeezed, as well as my vanilla. And we're gonna mix this up until it's somewhat incorporated before adding the last additions of ricotta and flour. In with the rest of my flour. In with the last bit of ricotta. And we're just gonna mix this until it's well incorporated and no white streaks of flour can be seen. So take a look at this batter. It's nice and thick and so fragrant with all that vanilla, orange juice, and orange zest. It smells incredible. And now we're gonna dollop it into our baking pan. I call it a baking pan, it's a cake tin. And we're gonna spread it out evenly. So I've set my cake tin down on a lined baking tray, and this is something that I've learned with experience because you know that little sugar syrup that we have going on underneath the fruit? Well, if you're using a springform pan, there's a chance that it might leak out. If you're using a regular pan, it should be okay. But this is just extra insurance that you don't have hot sugar bubbling down to the bottom of your oven. It is not a cute look, okay, let me tell you. So now we're gonna take our batter and just dollop it all over the top and then smooth it over until it's one even layer. All right, it's little bits of batter speckled all over the top. And this just helps with the spreading because of course we have that fruit underneath and we don't wanna move that around too much. We wanna keep that beautiful pattern intact. Get every last bit of batter in there. And then start to smooth it out. So you wanna be nice and gentle. I like to work from the inside and push out. I find that that's super effective. And look at that, so gorgeous. The texture of this batter is so nice. It's time to pop my cake in the oven. I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees and we're gonna pop this guy in for about an hour or until when I insert a toothpick in and it comes out clean. That's when you'll know, okay? Let's do it. Your cake is done, you guys. I've waited for this moment for you guys specifically because I want to do the unveiling together, but I let my cake completely cool down and now is the pièce de résistance where we peel back that little bit of parchment paper to see what's underneath. Are you guys ready? I'm so excited. Let's do this. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at all that candied fruit on top. I think one of the hardest things in life is waiting for a cake to cool. So I'm glad that this guy is good to go. I mean, check out the height on him, so tall. We've got a little bit of that citrus caramelized on top, more like candied, I would say, and a lot of the cake. Okay, this is another big bite, but we're gonna go for it and see how it works out, okay? The cake is so light and fluffy, and the first thing that I get is that hit of orange. That little bit of orange juice and orange zest really went a long way here. And then when you bite into the candied orange on top, it's just what sets it off. It makes this cake so magical. I think this is one of the simplest cakes that you can make in a short period of time with like the highest, I guess, it factor, because like when you look at the top, it almost looks like stained glass. It's so beautiful. And if you vary the types of citrus that you use, you can get so creative and make this spectacular. Blood oranges, limes, lemons, the world is your oyster. Use whatever citrus you have on hand and just go for it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give me a big ol' thumbs up. You know how that makes me feel. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe for more videos. And as always, if you have any questions or requests or comments, leave it in the comments box down below. Until my next video, I will see you all later. Bye.